Hi again, welcome to the Building Block TV website. I'm Christopher Wells. Today, one big item that I've been explaining to staff and all that for years, but I realized as I was explaining it to staff and talking to owners and managers that they didn't really have any concept of this. Now, if you want to make people understand how tough the restaurant business is, and if you want to understand it because you don't, other serious restaurant horror stories, this is exactly what people do wrong and what they don't understand. Today we're going to talk, our tip today is, what's your profit per dollar? Now you're going to tell me, well, these are not exactly my numbers. I don't care. This is just to make a point of how the restaurant is a business like any other. Okay, and in the restaurant horror stories, what I tell is I talk about people a lot of times with management experience, and then they open up a restaurant, lose $300,000, $400,000, $500,000. Now, if they manage their business, or if they manage for the other people, the other business, the way they did their restaurant, they would have gotten fired. They wouldn't have had a 25, 30-year career. It's a business like any other. There are costs, and it's not just about, oh, people come in and, I treat it like it's my personal, private dining room. It's not. A restaurant's a business, and this is just to explain the cost. They might vary. I'm just showing what average or standard is, and that the margin's really small. So when people say, ooh, we sold $2,000 tonight, or $5,000 or $10,000, the owner's making so much money, they forget that there's a lot of costs that are attached to that, and that in the end there's not much left, and in a lot of cases there's nothing left, because if it's poorly managed, then whatever small margin of profit you have, it actually goes in the garbage can with mistakes, or people not being careful, or breaking glassware or plates, or losing silverware in the garbage, or not being careful, or making mistakes and all that. So that impacts, and that's how you can explain that to them and make them conscious also in the way they'll treat your business. Profit per dollar, depending on the restaurant you have, it could be from 20% food cost to 35, 40 if you sold only filet mignon and lobster. But let's say on an average that and this is what you can explain to them, is that for every dollar that comes in, these are the costs that are attached to that dollar. It's not a dollar going in the owner's pocket. There are costs attached to every dollar that comes in. So the average would be, so on food costs, for all the food that goes out, for every dollar, there's 30 cents of every dollar coming in that's paying for food. On labor, 28 cents, including your management and all that. For your rent, 12 cents. So it doesn't, unless you inherited a building, you have to pay rent, you have to pay a mortgage. If you renovated it, you still have to pay that. Hydro and gas, so the oven works, and the lights work, and the TVs work, and the music works, 8 cents. Loans. Usually if you open up a business, unless you're filthy rich, which happens, but for the most part, you'll have money that you owe and that you have to pay back. And miscellaneous, other stuff, the stuff that you have to use in the office, the computers, the paper that you need to, for the bills, the billfolds, if you have a patio, the chairs there, so, another 9 cents. And in there, I put food cost over here, but liquor, wine, and beer, and all these costs too would be added up. But in our example here, that's because we're managing right and we're doing what we need to be doing. Okay, there's 97 cents. So for every dollar that comes in the pocket, there's 97 cents that go out. Which means that if this restaurant is well managed, for every dollar that comes in, the owner puts 3 cents in his pocket. So it's not, I made $2,000. Now, if this doesn't make it clear enough for them, here's how you can explain it further. It means that for every $100 table that comes in the restaurant, the owner makes $3. Now, when we talk about being careful with losing food, making mistakes that cost food or drinks, breaking equipment and all that, let's say that your wine glasses that you use cost $6. It means that if during service, and we know that we have staff that is not, I can move this a little closer, that are not always careful, it means that if you drop and break a $6 wine glass, you've basically eaten the $3 profit off 2 $100 tables. So let's say that they serve 4 tables that night. Well, half of what they've done was basically for nothing, because they weren't careful, broke a $6 glass, and ate the profit on these 2. So how many more people do they have to serve in order to compensate for that? explain to them and do exactly what I'm doing here, or call me and I'll go tell it, explain it to them. But every dollar does not go to, paying your mortgage or your car, or explain this to them and teach them that they can impact that, and the more they impact that, the healthier the business is, and the healthier the business is, the safer their job is, and the more money they'll be making, the more money you'll be making, and everybody's going to be in a much better mood. And they have to do that if you're going to compete in today's market. Otherwise, you're not going to make it. Competition's way too hard out there for them to be ignoring that. The trend I want to talk to you about today is, it might not apply necessarily to your business, but burgers are very popular. A while back we've talked about snacks. Cool thing with burgers is burgers have gone from average run-of-the-mill cheap meal to high-end. And it's something that you can look into depending what you do, but it's something that a lot of people are doing, and have a variety of products that you can use, the Kobe beef burgers. So there's a big market there that a lot of people love burgers. And by just not having the old standard boring burger, it's becoming very fun, I find, to especially people like to pick and choose. It's something that, even in pastas and different things people are doing, but in burgers, to have different types of meat, whether a bison burger. I actually had a duck burger for lunch today. My girlfriend did, but I finished hers. There's a bunch of stuff going on there with burgers, different meats, different cheeses, and people are, much more open-minded. You could do a brie, a blue cheese. You could do a cheddar. It doesn't have to be a mozzarella or a little orange cheese on there, and then you can add onions and all kinds of stuff. So give them the options, and it's definitely something worth looking into. Even if it's higher end, you could definitely make a really high-end burger, and especially maybe for the lunch day part. But even at night, it's something that the mini burgers are just insane anyways. Everybody's making mini burgers, but find a formula. But if it's something that works for you, it's definitely high margins, and you can do fun stuff with it and sell it for a premium. As soon as you start putting funky stuff on it, it doesn't have to be a $5 item. It becomes a $10, $12, $15 item, depending on the plate. But burgers are pretty popular and pretty cool right now. So just wanted to tell you that. Hope you guys have a great day. Leave comments, please. If you have them, I'd love to share ideas or discussion with you guys. You can reach me, info@rbbsolutions.com, if you have questions or comments, or leave them right here. And we'll see you soon. Take care of that restaurant, take care of your staff, build relationships, and have a great day. Take care. Bye.